Okay, so this is the Creality version of the Chameleon. This is the latest version with all the enhancements. So this part is the only part that hasn't changed. This is what we call the friction arm. It has the friction pad up on the top of it here. Up here at the top, we have both the friction tubes. These tubes are actually our primary filament comes in, so we have two colors, in this case white and orange. And the orange is loaded into the right side here, so you can see that's on there. One of the new changes that I did on this was have threaded inserts, actually not threaded inserts, threaded holes for these connectors here, so they just, well, they're in there good and tight. They just screw in. One of the other changes I made was that if you pull this down, you can see that PTFE tube above the top there. So there's actually two parallel tubes running side by side, which allows this to press against and kind of go up in between. But what that does is that allows the perfect friction force for the pad to actually move this filament back and forth. So it's a little cushy surface, if you will. And we have the exact same thing on the other side here with the white. So you can see the filament goes up into there, and it allows for that filament to actually be picked up and taken by that. Now the reason why we did this is this change actually was necessitated because we're allowing flexible filaments now. And in the previous version, the flexible filaments, when they were pressed into the top here, they would actually get bound up on the PLA. So we needed a friction surface for those to run against. So that's what that's for. The last change I made was to the extruder arm. So we had, or the extruder drive itself. We had the Y adapter from the original extruder. I threaded those inserts as well, so these actually screw in and out as well. And let me walk around to this side here so you can see clearly what we're doing. We've replaced the entire extruder block assembly here with a printed version that incorporates this Y feed in here. So we're also mounted to here as well as the 4 points from the original one here. Again, another threaded insert. The other thing I did is I changed the geometry of this. The original geometry of this part from Thingiverse actually had it cut off, and you inserted a PTFE tube inside of that. So the PTFE tube is optional now. It's actually been, the geometry's been changed a little bit. Allows a point to get right up inside of there. So that's a pretty good. It does still have a little bit of gap in there. Your PTFE tube will actually allow that to take care of that though. And then of course I have this nice rigidly mounted now with this screw in here, Y adapter here. So this allows your filament to swap in and out. So those are the changes that we've made, and these are undergoing testing right now. I believe I'm going to make one minor tweak to this, just a minor tweak to give it a little bit more force back, but so far it's actually working. I have some Ninjaflex down here. I have these are ABS. We've been using PLA and PETG, so this is the PLA that I've been using. And I have a whole bunch of other filaments here, carbon fiber. We'll actually be printing the units out of this green PLA from Inland. Comes in a nice color there. So here's some TPU, TPE, and over here some more of the green that we're going to print it out of. And then this is a color changing filament. I thought it would be fitting to have some of them, maybe that for a Chameleon, to have a color changing filament attribute to it. So that is the update for today on the 3D Chameleon for the Creality series of printers.